Meddyli, meddala, gad I fi gwlana. Meddyli, meddala, gad I fi gwlana. Okay. My name is Angharad Franziska. I am an intermediate artist based in Edinburgh. I'm originally from Southeast Wales. I work a lot with, I'm going to call it time-based work, so like video and sound and poetry. I think my practice has a lot to do with Welsh language, landscape, journeying, and to me there's a lot to do with femininity and being neurodiverse. I've recently got an autism diagnosis, which has played into my ideas about gender a lot because of how it presents differently in femme people. I think I make art because it helps me process quite an overwhelming world because of the way that my brain works, and it also gives me confidence because when you present an artwork to people, it's like a way of bridging the gap between yourself and other people. So if people see it and get something from it and kind of understand where you're coming from, that builds your confidence if you're somebody that kind of struggles to communicate sometimes. Yeah. Because a lot of my art is very like sensory led, it kind of impacts that because I'm really sensitive to like sound especially. I've always said like I don't think I could do artwork if it wasn't for the fact I was autistic, because it kind of like tunes me in differently to stuff, and it also helps you see patterns. So a lot of my work I think is like seeing parallels between stuff. So my most recent work, Gwlana, is my perspective on the idea of wool gathering. It started on a walk through the Pentlands where I was just gathering bits of wool from the landscape, and I was thinking a lot about the idea of wool gathering in that it's kind of like an idiom for thought processes and just kind of like ambling through thought, and I think I kind of do the same through landscape, and there's a parallel there. And to me, landscape has a lot to do with cultural identity and like how I think about language and poetry, because it's all to do with like journeying and figuring things out. The phrase Meddyli, meddala, gad I fi gwlana means wool gather or think a lot. Soften is meddala, and then gad I fi gwlana means let me wool gather. The idea of like softening and thinking, it's like you're allowing yourself to melt a little bit, and then that's when the thoughts kind of actually are free to kind of ramble a bit. If you're someone from a marginalised community, when you step outside of man-made structures and go into like a natural habitat, it kind of allows you to kind of express yourself a bit more freely, maybe, to like think things through. And I think as someone who maybe finds like socialising and social structures difficult, it's refreshing to be in a kind of open landscape and like just, I don't know, be able to exist without the pressures. Meddyli, meddala, gad I fi gwlana. 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 Okay.
Amazing.
Now what?
Oh no!